walks out for a shower and lather afterwards. Probably to sound like the naked guy in my locker room at my gym, dude. What's going on there? Alright, you guys ready for your next comic?
Yeah.
Alright, this next comic has been gigging all over town. Give it up for Sam Bowers, everybody!
Hello. My name is Sam Bowen.
Oh, Bowen! So sorry, Sam.
That's cool, don't worry about it. Did you have to deal with bullies when they were growing up?
Yeah.
Sucks, huh? I think the worst part is you never get any closure. You never actually get to look your bully in the face and tell him what a jerk he was. I was lucky though, I did have that opportunity. I was able to look my bully right in the eye and say, Dad, what you did was not cool. So I hate my dad. I used to work with this guy, he would say, you know, a man who hates his father, it really says a lot about him. I'm like, yeah, it says he's got a shitty father. He's like, you shouldn't hate your father, you could learn a lot from him. And the guy was right. I've learned 3 very important things from my father. Number 1, kids are only good for one thing, that's to bring you a soda back in the refrigerator in the garage. Number 2, never keep a job for more than 3 months. And number 3, when beating your kids with a 2x4, don't hit them in the legs because it makes them take longer to bring you back a soda from the refrigerator in the garage. See, you were bringing him a soda, not a beer. At least he's not an alcoholic. Thank God he's not an alcoholic. Thank God he never lost his hand-eye coordination and missed me when he was beating me with a fishing pole. Thank God that he never, like, passed out in the middle of beating me up. Yes, thank God. So I was talking to this one guy, and I was telling him how my dad was, he was in the Marines and he was in Vietnam. And the guy says, man, I know exactly what you mean. My dad was also a Marine and he was in Vietnam. And he treated me like I was a soldier at boot camp. I'm like, yeah, that's tough. My dad treated me like I was in the Viet Cong. Diddy Mao! Diddy Mao! Look at that. Eventually my parents divorced, and I moved in with my mom, so the beatings tapered off considerably. That's kind of a joke. Maybe because of my mom, she's really cool, actually. Actually, a few years ago, my dad died. And it's sad because I never got a chance to kick his ass. He was a big guy and tough, and I'm kind of a pussy. And I'd say that I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I'm really not even much of a lover. I'd like to actually take this time, speaking of love, for a brief musical interlude. To all the girls I've loved before. Where was I? My father. Yeah, he was a big guy and he was tough, and so I don't think I'd ever really, maybe like if he was old and decrepit and in a wheelchair, maybe I'd have a decent chance of kicking his ass, but I think even then, if we were to fight, you were to bet on us, I'd give you even odds. I think maybe if he was in a coma, I'd have a really good chance. He died in Hawaii, and by the time I got there, they'd already cremated him, so I didn't even get a chance to punch his corpse or anything. When I got to the mortuary, the mortician says, he asked me what I want to do with his remains, with the ashes, and I'm like, can you put him in like a punching bag, you know, those ski bags the boxers use? And he's all, ah yes, the number 5, excellent choice. So I've been thinking a lot about suicide lately. I've been considering committing suicide. Mostly the last couple minutes. Honestly, I think I would kill myself like every day. Every day, the only thing that stops me from killing myself is the fact that it's not in my daily routine. It's like, oh my god, I think I'll kill myself today. No, gotta make lunch for tomorrow. Never mind. It's, some people are afraid of death. A lot of people, most people I think are afraid of death. And the reason is, at least some of the people I talk to, they're afraid there is no afterlife. And they're like, can you imagine that? Just an eternity of nothing. But there's no afterlife. You're not experiencing this eternity of nothing. It's not like your brain is in a dark room going, God damn, this is boring. It's nothing. It's like if you were to go to sleep, not dream, and then never wake up. And that's kind of my idea of heaven. I probably will never, honestly, I probably won't kill myself, but it's just nice knowing that I have the option. If things ever get really bad, like my financial situation gets worse, or I never find love, or like the community does get canceled, I have to decide quickly though, and I'll tell you why. I've decided the way I'm going to go, if I do kill myself, is go into the garage, close the door, roll down the windows, leave the car running, and just breathe deeply. Because it's painless, and as I said before, I'm kind of a pussy. The problem is that where I live now, I have a garage, but my house is in foreclosure, and I'm going to have to move in with my mom. And by the way, if you think that's one of the reasons I'm thinking of suicide, then ding, 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 ding. And she doesn't have a garage, so that's not an option for me there. I don't really have a job. So I was in Boy Scouts when I was growing up. I actually became an Eagle Scout, which is the highest rank you can achieve. And it's difficult to do, especially if you refuse to have sex with your Scoutmaster. Seriously, I was in one of those troops where the Scoutmaster, molested some of the Scouts. He never approached me though. Would it have killed him? I probably would have declined, but you know, I guess that red-headed kid with acne wasn't good enough for old Gene. Last I heard he was teaching elementary school, and I want to say Miramonte. Actually, no. He died several years ago, and the way I know about it is one of the fathers was keeping in touch with him. Who keeps in touch with the child molesting Scoutmaster? How does that phone call go? Is it like, hey Gene, it's Daryl. Yeah, that's my son. How's he doing? He's doing okay. No thanks to you. What's that? Yeah, I guess he still has that birthmark. I don't know. I haven't seen that area since I changed his diapers when he was a baby. How do you know about it? Never mind. Just out of curiosity, are there any child molesters in the crowd tonight? Because I just want to say it is not cool to ignore the ugly kids. I think if I were a child molester, I'd target the ugly kids, you know, because who's going to believe them? Yeah, I really don't get pedophiles. Because, you know, I'm sure the sex is great, but afterwards, what the hell do you have to talk about? I probably shouldn't have looked at the note, because I got a better joke in the previous, laugh in the previous joke, and that is the end of my time. So, thank you very much.
Sam Bowen, everybody!